So yeah, this is us.
Very cute. I like the color.
Thank you. Of course, it's your favorite color.
So for me, the fact that there is a group of women, the queens out there, and we are linked by something that is either religion, trade, or common interest, it's very important.
Like-minded.
Yes, like-minded. So you had to buckle up.
Exactly. And you get my 2000 who are so soft in their approach. They're like the children of God, you know. God says do not stress, and they really don't stress.
They get it. They get it.
So Zanele is somewhere in between, and I love it. And then there's Zanele, who's just.
Hey
Hi,
Queen!
Yes, you. We're talking to you,
with you, and about you. Welcome to episode 4.
My name is Deliwe again.
And I'm Katleho, and today is going to be fun. It's very chilled, relaxed, you know. The topic itself is very
chill,
lovey, homey, housey kind of vibe. But before we get into it, I'm excited to tell you about my outfit.
Yes.
So if you
I'm
don't
excited to hear.
You know, in the background we should be hearing Indian music. You know.
Love it.
So one of the things that we had to do in the Mrs. Universe Africa was just to select a culture and then talk about what it means to you to be an African, and just wear the outfit and just more details about it. And I think the one thing that I've always loved, so when I was in high school, I went to an Indian school, and I think my love for Bollywood and everything Indian food, started there. So I thought this would be like a nice tribute to something that I so passionately love. So I got this outfit from one of the ladies that I work with, Amina. So shout out to Amina, look at me. And for me, it was just so diverse. And I think even with Indian culture, it's so diverse, so colorful, so bright, so vibrant. And I think it also speaks to who I am as a person, vibrant, colorful, you know, all those fantastic things. So I thought with this episode, you know, and the coming of somebody borrowing me this, which links to our topic, was just so nice. So shout out to Amina and my Indian self in me.
Of course. I love it. And guys, you should see the pants. Like it's so sad that it's an outfit that's so good. It has pants and it has a dress. You can't see the pants. And the pants, for me,
I like the
pants.
highlight.
Listen, like the pants. So this outfit, actually, it's new. This is the first time I'm wearing it. It's an outfit that a sister of mine, a friend, she's like a sponsor. She started off, the relationship started as a sponsor for Mrs. South Africa. I remember it was around this time last year when I called her. I was like, oh, we're supposed to get sponsors. And okay, so I called this lady because I had seen her shop. And her shop was usually at where I do my shopping, you know, my grocery shoppings, and she had like her shop there, which was a design store. And I met her. Well, I actually went one time and she was there, and I was like, okay, I'll come back another time because the gym that I used to go to was close by. Then I went again and she wasn't there, and this time I was going to speak to her, but there was her number on the window. So I called her and I said, hey, my name is Deliwe Chilitsi. I wasn't sure if Chilitsi is a man or a woman. I heard this lady. I was like, yes, it's a woman.
It's a woman.
It's a woman.
Very beautiful woman.
Very beautiful woman. And she says to me, I actually sponsored Nandi from last year. I was like, really? Yay, please can you sponsor me this year? She's like, yes, I'll sponsor you, absolutely. Come, let's meet. I'm like, absolutely, I see your shop is closed. Where are you? So she told me where she is. She had moved stores. And I met her there, and she made all my dresses, even the one I wore for my very first episode, which I did say. So Chilitsi D Designs, she designed everything that I wore for Mrs. South Africa, most things really for Mrs. South Africa. And so I decided to purchase this dress. It's actually, it's part of a duo. It's a mommy and me dress. So this is the mommy set.
And Nandi's got one.
Nandi's got one. It's so cute. So perhaps we'll actually show the video. I mean, the picture of when Nandi and I are wearing it, which will be so cute.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's also part of the whole thing, right? Like it's a whole related to our topic, which is that, at the end of the day, we are sisters, we're friends, and we went through this journey and created communities and, as we said before, accountability partners and all these other people in our lives. And Chili's is one of the important ones in my life. Literally, I will always support her. So yeah, this is us.
Very cute. I like the color.
Thank you. Of course, it's your favorite color.
And then before we forget, guys, please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Comment, tell us what you think, what you like, what we should talk about, and just give us your views on everything queen related, like we say.
Yes.
Okay, so I think Deliwe has hinted a bit of what our topic is today. So today,
before you go to the topic though, I just want to say, guys, when you go to our social media, you'll then see, and I mean like the Instagrams and the TikToks, you'll see, especially on Instagram, the pictures that we're taking with these outfits. Because we're very intentional about our outfits. They are very inspired by the journey that we have taken, and you'll see like full body pictures on social media. Guys, like, please go, queens, please go and like and comment and click, and we'll tell you where we got them as well. So, you guys are plugged.
We'll give you all that information.
Yes.
All right. So our topic today is Sisterhood. That's what we're talking about today. And you know how we roll. Ronald, we want facts.
You know this one with her.
No, I don't want to come here and say we're talking, but we're not sure what we're talking about. So Google says sisterhood is the relationship between a sister, right? Which is us here. But I think I like the second one more so because it says it's an association, society, or community of women linked by common interest, religion, and trade. So for me, the fact that there is a group of women, the queens out there, and we are linked by something that is either religion, trade, or common interest, it's very important.
Like-minded.
Yes, like-minded. And it could be like-minded in anything.
Yeah.
I think for me and Deliwe, like-minded here was the beauty pageant. I remember earlier on, I think before we even entered the misses, I asked her, I said, because Deliwe has been doing pageants like
forever and ever.
When she got out of her mommy's tummy, she was like, I want to do this.
I was born a queen, darling. I pretty much, my first steps were
like
catwalk.
Like Naomi Campbell, here we come. So I think I asked her, have you ever thought of entering Mrs. South Africa? And her answer was like, yes, that's what I want to do.
Forever and ever.
Yeah. But I think going back to the first definition that it gave us, it said something about it's a relationship between sisters.
Yes.
And I think in order for you to extend yourself to a sisterhood, to a community,
to someone else,
you need to have that relationship, whether it's with a cousin or a sister or anybody female in your family. And I think for me, it starts with definitely my mom. Even though she was a parent, there came a point in our lives where
she became a sister.
She became a sister, a friend.
Yeah.
But the foundation for me of sisterhood lies with my sister. Like, guys, like God, like the name Refile.
Yes,
God gave me. She gave me that person. Like, I cannot begin to explain her importance in my life. Like the foundation that Neo has laid for me. I can't cry, guys, because when I cry, it's damage. But I think for me to be a sister to Naniki, my baby sister, and Lerato, who I sort of kind of was hijacked when I got married into the Selepe family and she became it's because of Neo. Like the love that she showed. Like Neo is like my AK-47. She shows up in everything. She's like my number one cheerleader. She's the one person who call me and say, I saw this thing, I think, and I think it's important to have that foundation, that fundamental structure, because in seeing her love me, care for me,
the way she does,
she did,
my gosh.
she still does. I love how you just corrected me. The way she did, the way she still does,
the way she does.
It allows me to give myself to other sisters in the same manner, even better.
Yes.
So she laid such a solid foundation for me, and
Aw.
I'm grateful for her. So I know she's watching, I love
Of course she is.
you.
She's your sister. She's
Like,
your
she's like
cheerleader.
number one here.
Shout
She's
out
like,
Neo.
woohoo!
Neo was actually cheering both of us. Like
Yeah,
when I entered my pageant, she entered her pageant. She was literally sharing my stories. She was
Posts.
posting,
Like,
posting on her page. If you go to her page, you'll see me there. Like
Yeah.
she is an amazing big sister. Honestly, like big sister goals,
Yeah.
right? And with me, it's very similar. I'm but different in that I'm Neo.
Oh, you are
in this
Neo.
case.
Firstborn trauma.
And I mean, I do have older siblings, but I feel like in this, like when we talk sisterhood and the foundation of it for me, I've always been the big sister. And you guys know I'm very soft, I'm very sweet, I'm very kind. And where I come from was such a rough, like, at some points it was just very rough neighborhood where, like, I remember my little sister's like, so it's bullying me and I have to go fight her fights. I mean, not really.
Okay.
I wasn't fighting, but it was just a matter of, like, telling the other kids, no, you need to play nice with Zandile. And they're like, yo, your sister, what. But I think what's nice is that I always knew when to step up, even in my soft nature. I'm very soft. I'm very, like, I will never fight. Like, that's just so beneath me.
Like, who does that?
Like, even when people jab, like, with jokes, that I just can't. I don't get involved. I let you do your thing, and then I move on because it's just who I am. But as a sister, I remember there are times when my little sisters would be crying, or they need me to step in and kind of like help them out in situations with others. And I would always just gladly do that. The soft person would be doing that softly still, but I would do it. And I think that's my foundation, really. My little sisters are my babies. They are literally, one is 5 years younger, one is 9 years younger, but they are my kids. I feel that when we grew older and they just, like, they stepped up as well and became, big sister almost to me as well. And they would support me how I need to be supported. The sister that's always doing something, that's always needing support, If I'm not doing, like, I was always doing pageants, I always needed some kind of support. They were always there. And I mean, Zandile did a very nice post for me the other day on my birthday. And she said, you've always been an inspiration, someone to look up to. And for me, that's just so beautiful, because I've always wanted to be that person for them. And I look up to them as well in their own different ways. They are so big and so smart. And I feel like that's where sisterhood started. And my mom.
With every generation, you learn something. There is takeaways that you take from it. Like how you said, Zandile and Zanele, it's like a 9-year gap, 5-year gap. When you're small, it feels like, oh, I'm babying these people. But as you get older, the dynamics change, the learnings change, and you guys can sit down and have conversations, like serious conversations.
We really can. And they are so smart. Like, I remember the first time I realized that these people are so smart. Like, I can actually, Jesus, it's just crazy sometimes. You hear this and you're like, oh my goodness, like, this is what your generation, because my little sister, I mean, Zandile, she says she's between Gen Z and millennial, like, she's somewhere in between, like almost the 2000.
Oh, okay.
So she has and I even see how she conducts herself at work. She has the strength of a millennial. You know how we went through the world, the worst, and we are still standing, especially in our corporate lives.
I mean, then we thought the world was coming to an end. Like when Opala like, it was like, is the world coming to an end? Like, we're going to be doomed. So you had to buckle up.
Exactly. And you get my 2000, you are so soft in their approach. They're like the children of God, God says, do not stress. And they really don't stress.
They get it. They get it.
So Zandile is somewhere in between, and I love it. And then there's Zanele, who's just the clearest. Her mind is like super clear. It's like black and white. It's like, it's good or it's bad. Seriously, like, this is how it is, and I love it. And then there's our mom.
So accounting-like, accountants are like that, like black and white, very black, 1 or 2, no, and a half, and in between.
No, it's just, are you in or are you out? This is where we are. And then there's my mom. My mom is like the bigger version of me. I absolutely, like, she's soft like me. She's kind. She shows me every day that I don't have to be hard. I don't have to be strong. I don't have to push, I can just trust in God, and God is the one that can, help me. And I feel like that's my sisterhood. That's the foundation.
Yeah.
So when I grew older and I met other people, I met Katleho in marriage. Can you
Yes.
believe it?
Yeah. That's where the sister is.
The
So it's in
sisterhood started
marriage.
in marriage.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it doesn't happen, right? It's like a lot of the times. But with us, it just so happened, and we're so fortunate to have each other.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful because it's what I grew up with the sisters I have.
Yes.
And being friends with you was so easy, meeting you and making this friendship. It was just so
I think,
seamless.
yes, the marriage, I almost said forced, the marriage connected us, But
we
from,
met through the guys.
Yes, but from there, a genuine friendship grew. And I think also the good thing about it is that when we did the misses, it didn't feel like it's a competition. It was more like we share ideas and we grow from there.
Yeah.
Another thing was when we decided to formally launch our channel,
Yes.
it became second nature. It's like sitting here having this conversation because of the sisterhood. It's flowing. Like it doesn't feel forced or we're pretending. There's no pretense, none whatsoever.
This is a for real thing. In fact, this is like a tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, like
There's like it gets very, very, very hectic, very deep. Like we're so genuine, and I love that about us. Our friendship, it's so real. Like I trust you with my kids, like literally, vice versa.
Yeah, true. Like a phone, like, oh, can you look after the kids? You're like, I'm there. And I think also the fact that we can talk to each other, like send her a piece and say, I wrote this. Please check it for me, audit it, and tell me what you think.
Sounding board.
Yes, and we've spoken about this, the sounding board, just checking where we can do better, where we can grow. And I think also with opportunities, when opportunity comes, you will discuss them that, yes, look at it from this angle. The impact of it is 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
This is how you can grow. This is what you learn from it. And sometimes just a matter of saying, whether you've got the experience or not, or the know-how, get in there, start running. In the process of running, you'll be able to do it. But
you'll get good.
Yeah, you will. But I think, like we've said, it's that foundation that we got from when we were growing up that has allowed us to be sisters to each other, sisters through the journey.
You, sisters to you.
You
being sisters to us as well.
True. So it's really important.
Yeah.
The one thing that then we became sisters in marriage, then sisters in pageantry, is us learning to be sisters in the sisterhood of the pageantry and what
with
we learn.
Others.
Yes, what we learn from that. Because then from there you get people from all walks of life, different walks of life. And I think before we delve into that, there's something that I'd like us to talk about. People always say sisterhood and then they use it in bad ways. Like somebody would be pretending to be your sister, but not really in that way. And I think the one thing that we had spoken about is that we should be firm in praying and asking God to give us the
discernment
spirit to discern whether this is a genuine friendship, sisterhood or not. And if it's not, let's not make a big deal about it.
Yeah.
Move on from it. It just means that in terms of character, personality, our core values, you don't align with that person, and you move on and find sisters that you can align with. Yes, that
exactly.
You can align with,
And I mean,
like
I love that. I love that you say that, because the true truth is that it's okay to not get along with every single person. Like that's just how it works. That's how life works. Nobody's going to be besties with every single person, and that's one of the things we had to learn when we got to our pageants, especially. There's all these different people, and one of the big words in pageantry is sisterhood.
Absolutely.
And now I don't want you to now feel like, even if you get to work, you get to school, you get to a pageant, wherever you may be in your space, you don't have to now think, oh, I have to form a sisterhood. I have to be, how that Barbie, there's a clip that was making the rounds about, and you have to be a part of a sisterhood.
Yeah.
And then you have all the impossible things that I expected of us. You don't have to be a part of a sisterhood with people that you can see with this is not happening for me.
It's not vibing.
Yeah. And it's okay. Like sometimes you get to a place and there's friends, there's cliques, and if you don't if you don't feel like you're aligned with them, it's okay. You don't have to align with them. You don't have to be in there. Find those that you are. And that's why, in our pageants, we were able to find our friends.
The ones that work with you.
Our people, the people that aligned with our goals, like-minded, because everybody generally is kind of in the same space. We're doing the same thing. So you expect there to be that level.
It's a competition, yes. It's a competition. It's a competition, but then you need to understand that in the competition, you are forming relationships. You are forming long life relationships. And those relationships then become partnerships, sisterhood, they become business ventures. They grow
opportunities.
From the opportunities. That's what they become.
Exactly, because this sisterhood became that. It became, it was fun, it was cute, we'd have coffee and talk about our kids and stuff, and then it grew to pageants, and then we did pageants together, and then it grew to other things, but in the same time there's a lot of other things happening, like we talk about work and what's going on there, and then eventually we started this business, which we are treating it as a business, and it's an opportunity that came out of this friendship. So as you see, like, people, around you, and you see your sisters and your friends, you don't go in there with the thinking that, what can I get from you? You go in there with just how, like, I feel like it's the vibes, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
and a genuine heart. I think the key thing is that you need to be true to yourself and genuine to yourself. And based on who you are, those like-minded people will be attracted to you. Because if you go in there with the mindset of, I want to get,
it's gonna show.
It will show.
And I don't want to be friends with you because you're looking at me like you want something from me. Like, maybe we were gonna start something, it was gonna be great, but like, do I want to start something with you?
Somebody who just wants to take.
Like, I just, we want vibes. Like, we want to vibe and to be friendly and fun.
And it should be fun, And I think from our journeys, I know one of the things we did. So in my Mrs. Universe Africa, there was a lady, Patricia. So she started a clothing line. So please go on Instagram, support her. Her clothes are fabulous. We were walking in her fashion show. And I think the one thing that we had spoken about is that we should be firm in praying and asking God to give us the spirit to discern whether this is a genuine friendship, sisterhood or not. And if it's not, let's not make a big deal about it. Move on from it. It just means that in terms of character, personality, our core values, you don't align with that person, and you move on and find sisters that you can align. You can align with,
And I mean,
like jelly tots.
I love that you say that, because the true truth is that it's okay to not get along with every single person. Like, that's just how it works. That's how life works. Nobody's going to be besties with every single person. And that's what one of the things we had to learn when we got to our pageants, especially. There's all these different people. And one of the big words in pageantry is
sisterhood. Absolutely.
And now I don't want you to now feel like, even if you get to work, you get to school, you get to a pageant, wherever you may be in your space, you don't have to now think, I have to form a sisterhood. I have to be, how that Barbie
movie.
There's a clip that was making the rounds about, and you have to be a part of a sisterhood. And then you have all the impossible things that I expected of us. You don't have to be a part of a sisterhood with people that you can see with this is not happening for me.
It's not vibing.
And it's okay. Like, sometimes you get to a place and there's friends, there's cliques, and if you don't feel like you're aligned with them, it's okay. You don't have to align with them. You don't have to be in there. Find those that you are. And that's why, in our pageants, we were able to find our friends.
The ones that work with you.
Our people, the people that aligned with our goals, like-minded, because everybody generally is kind of in the same space. We're doing the same thing. So you expect there to be
It's a competition, yes. It's a competition. It's a competition. But then you need to understand that in the competition, you are forming relationships. You are forming long life relationships, and those relationships then become partnerships, sisterhood, they become business ventures. They grow from the opportunities. That's what they become.
Exactly, because this sisterhood became that. It was fun, it was cute, we'd have coffee and talk about our kids and stuff, and then it grew to pageants, and
Yes.
then we did pageants together, and then it grew to other things and other things. But in the same time, there's a lot of other things happening, like we talk about work and what's going on there, and then eventually we started this business, which we are treating it as a business, and it's an opportunity that came out of this friendship.
Yes.
So as you see, like, people, around you, and you see your sisters and your friends, you don't go in there with the thinking that, oh, what can I get from you? You go in there with just how, like, I feel like it's the vibes, right?
Yeah,
like,
and a genuine heart. I think the key thing is that you need to be true to yourself and genuine to yourself. And based on who you are, those like-minded people will be attracted to you. Because if you go in there with the mindset of, I want to get,
yes.
it eventually, it will show. It will show,
and I don't want to be friends with you because
If
you're
you're
looking at me like you want something from me. Like, maybe we were going to start something, it was going to be great, but like, do you want to start something with me?
somebody who just wants to take.
Yeah. Like, I just, we want vibes. Like, we want to vibe and to be friendly and fun.
And it should be fun, yeah. And I think from our journeys, I know one of the things we did. So in my Mrs. Universe Africa, there was a lady, Patricia. So she started a clothing line. So please go on Instagram, support her. Her clothes are fabulous. We were walking in her fashion show. And I think for us, that shows that whole sisterhood, supporting each other, being there for each other, and just really rallying behind each other. And I think with sisterhood comes the concept of, if something can happen for Deliwe and I support her, that says to me, something can happen for me and she will support me. Like, it's that law of attraction. If you put yourself in a space where energy flows and it's genuine, it will happen for you. And we're supposed to encourage each other. Like, why be envious of what's happening for Deliwe? I should actually just encourage and say, go for it, do it. I mean, now she's a mentor and she's doing amazing right now. So we should encourage that. And guys, use this girl as your mentor. Use her, please.
Call me.
Yes.
I'll help you out.
Yeah.
Especially if you are in Mrs. South Africa or any Miss pageant. I love working with girls, little girls. They're my thing. They're my people. Like, that's actually, I think if I could, I'd be friends with a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
They're like the best people to have. I mean, you should see my relationship with my niece, Chinente. Oh, it's like the best thing ever.
It's a
like,
vibe. It's
such
a vibe.
Like, Chinente was my
flower girl.
Yeah. Even when she wasn't hired, because I think for the traditional wedding, she wasn't yet hired. She was going to be for the white wedding.
She was canvassing for...
Listen, she just picked up my dress and she was like, I will be strong.
I can do this. Hint, hint.
I'm actually going to share that picture. You have to see it. It's so cute. So, yeah, there's definitely that, I think, being happy for each other, and one of the things we spoke about was that with sisterhood comes being well all round.
Yes.
Because your sisters and your friends, and I mean, you put it so nicely that between your sisters and your friends, you really want to have that, even though it's a community, yes, it's accountability, and they're not punishing you. It's not an accountability where you're like, you don't even want to see them because they're going to ask you about that thing and then you hate it, and then it's not a punishment thing, but it's a wellness thing.
Yes, an all-round
everything is
well-being.
soft. It's just softly approached.
Yeah.
And I mean, I liked how you put it. Maybe you can just tell the queens.
And I think for sisterhood, it's ensuring that the well-being of your circle is sound, from a mental perspective, a physical perspective, emotional perspective. And I think once you spend enough time with someone, a sister, you are able to pick up when they are not well, when something is going not right. But like
mentally,
you said,
otherwise.
But it's important to have a sister, a community.
Yeah.
And we encourage you guys, be our community. Let's do this queenship sisterhood thing together.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're sending all our love to you. All our love from queenship. Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. We will see you on our next video. It will be great. We look forward to seeing you. Guys, we absolutely love this space. We love coming here and sharing our space with you. And we love you so much.
Good night.
Bye.